Hey everyone, welcome back to Luxury Atlas. Today we're talking about something every watch collector wants to know. Which Rolex watches are the smartest investments right now? These aren't just beautiful timepieces. These are watches that hold value, appreciate over time, and can even outperform traditional investments. From legendary sports models to rare complications, we're counting down the top 10 Rolex watches you should buy as investments in 2026. Let's get into it. Number 10. Rolex Oyster Perpetual 41. Starting off at number 10 is the Rolex Oyster Perpetual 41, specifically the bright dial versions in turquoise, coral red, and yellow. These watches caused a sensation when Rolex introduced them, and the investment case is solid. At a retail price of around $6,500, the Oyster Perpetual 41 is the most affordable way into modern Rolex. But here's the kicker. The secondary market tells a different story. The turquoise dial, reference 124300, trades for $10,000 to $12,000. That's nearly double retail. The coral red and yellow dials command similar premiums. Why the investment potential? Rolex discontinued several of these vibrant colors, creating instant collectability. Low production numbers combined with high demand equals appreciation. These aren't typical Oyster Perpetuals. They're statement pieces that captured a moment in Rolex history. The 41mm size is perfect for modern tastes. The caliber 3230 movement is bulletproof, and the bold colors make these watches instantly recognizable. As entry-level Rolex pieces that trade above retail, they're perfect first investments for new collectors. Buy one at retail if you can find it, and you've already made money. Number 9. Rolex Air King. Coming in at number 9 is the Rolex Air King, reference 126900, a watch that's quietly becoming one of the best value propositions in the Rolex lineup for investors. Retail price sits at $7,400, and here's what's interesting. The secondary market is almost at parity. Some dealers sell slightly over retail, some slightly under, but the key point is stability. This watch isn't losing value, and smart money says it's poised for appreciation. Why invest in the Air King? First, it's a true tool watch with aviation heritage dating back to the 1940s. Second, it features Rolex's latest generation movement, the caliber 3230 with 70 hours of power reserve. Third, and this is crucial, it's one of the few Rolex sports models you can still buy at retail without a huge weight. The distinctive dial with its bold 369 numerals and green Air King text makes it instantly identifiable. The 40mm case size appeals to vintage lovers and modern wearers alike. As Rolex continues raising prices across their lineup, the Air King at $7,400 looks increasingly attractive. This is a slow and steady investment play that should appreciate 20 to 30% over the next 5 years. Number 8. Rolex Explorer 36. At number 8, we have the Rolex Explorer 36, reference 124270, a watch that represents everything right about Rolex design and, increasingly, smart investment strategy. The retail price is $7,700, and secondary market values hover right around $9,000 to $10,000. That's modest appreciation, but the trajectory is upward. More importantly, this watch has something many modern Rolex sports models lack: availability at authorized dealers, though you might wait a few months. The investment thesis here is simple. The Explorer is one of Rolex's most iconic designs. The 36mm size is experiencing a renaissance as collectors appreciate vintage proportions. This current reference 124270 combines that classic size with modern Rolex technology, the caliber 3230 movement, and improved bracelet. What makes it investment worthy? Rolex has a history of discontinuing 36mm sports models in favor of larger sizes. When they do, values jump. The previous Explorer 214270 traded at retail for years, then appreciated 30% after discontinuation. History suggests the 124270 will follow the same pattern. This is a buy and hold investment. Pure, simple, timeless Rolex design that'll be worth more in 5 years than today. Number 7. Rolex Sea Dweller 43. Sliding into number 7 is the Rolex Sea Dweller 43, reference 126600, a professional dive watch that's becoming increasingly attractive to serious investors who understand the Rolex lineup. Retail price is $13,250, and secondary market values range from $14,000 to $16,000 depending on condition and included accessories. That's solid appreciation, but the real story is the long-term potential. Here's why the Sea Dweller is an investment play. It sits in a sweet spot between the ubiquitous Submariner and the premium deep sea. It offers serious diving capability with 1,220 meters of water resistance and a helium escape valve, but in a more wearable 43mm case than the massive deep sea. The Sea Dweller has historically been undervalued compared to Submariners, but that's changing. As Submariner prices have skyrocketed, collectors are discovering the Sea Dweller offers more watch for the money. The red Sea Dweller text on the dial is a callback to vintage models, adding collector appeal. Production numbers are lower than Submariners, creating natural scarcity. The caliber 3235 movement is state-of-the-art Rolex, and crucially, this watch hasn't seen the massive speculation that's affected Submariners and Daytonas. There's still room for appreciation. This is a sophisticated investor's choice. A watch that performs underwater and in your portfolio. Number 6, Rolex GMT-Master II Pepsi. Coming in at number 6 is the icon, the Rolex GMT-Master II Pepsi with Jubilee bracelet, reference 126710 BLRO. This watch is investment gold, quite literally. Retail price is $10,900, but good luck finding one at that price. Secondary market? We're talking $20,000 to $25,000 for a complete set with box and papers. Yes, you read that right. This watch trades at more than double retail and has consistently for years. Why is the Pepsi such a strong investment? Multiple factors. First, it's one of the most iconic color combinations in watchmaking. That red and blue Cerachrom bezel is instantly recognizable worldwide. Second, Rolex moved it to the Jubilee bracelet, creating a dress sport hybrid that appeals to different buyer segments. Third, and this is critical, production can't meet demand. Rolex makes these watches, but not nearly enough. The waiting list at authorized dealers can stretch 5 to 10 years. That supply-demand imbalance drives prices up and keeps them there. The GMT-Master II Pepsi is also historically significant. It's the spiritual successor to the original GMT-Master worn by Pan Am pilots. Celebrity endorsements from everyone to athletes to actors keeps it in the public eye. This is a watch that'll be worth $30,000 in 5 years. It's not just an investment, it's a blue-chip stock you wear on your wrist. Number 5. Rolex Submariner Date. At number 5, we have the king of dive watches, the Rolex Submariner Date in stainless steel, reference 126610LN. This is the black dial, black bezel version, and its investment royalty. Retail price sits at $10,800, but secondary market tells the real story. $15,000 to $18,000 for a full set. That's 40 to 70% appreciation over retail, and it's been consistent for years. Some vintage Submariners have appreciated 500% or more over the past decade. Why is the Submariner Date such a safe investment? Simple. It's the most recognized luxury sports watch on Earth. James Bond didn't wear a Pepsi GMT, he wore a Submariner. When someone says Rolex, most people picture a Submariner. That cultural significance creates enduring value. The current reference 126610LN is also the best Submariner ever made. Caliber 3235 movement with 70 hours of power reserve, improved bracelet with glide lock extension, and that gorgeous ceramic bezel that won't fade or scratch. It's 300 meters water resistant, COSC certified, and built to last generations. Production numbers are higher than some other models on this list, but demand is astronomical. Every new millionaire, successful entrepreneur, and watch enthusiast wants a Submariner. That universal appeal means universal value. Buy a Submariner today, and in 10 years, you'll thank yourself. This watch is liquid. You can sell it anywhere, anytime, for strong money.
Number 4. Rolex Submariner No Date. Number 4 on our investment list is the purest choice, the Rolex Submariner No Date, reference 124060. This is the symmetrical, no-date version that collectors increasingly prefer, and the market is rewarding that preference. Retail price is $9,250, and secondary market ranges from $13,000 to $16,000. That's significant appreciation, but more importantly, the gap between retail and market keeps widening. 5 years ago, you could find these near retail. Not anymore. Why invest in the no date over the date model? Collectors love the cleaner dial. No Cyclops lens, no date wheel, just pure symmetry. The purest appeal is real. Additionally, some argue this is the true Submariner, closer to the original 1950s design that made the watch famous. The no-date Submariner also has a cult following among enthusiasts who appreciate simplicity. That passionate collector base supports values and drives appreciation. When Rolex raises prices, which they do regularly, these watches adjust upward in the secondary market. Another factor, the no-date is slightly less common than the date version. Lower production plus higher collector appeal equals investment potential. The caliber 3230 movement is the same technology as the date version, so you're not sacrificing quality for aesthetics. This is an investment for the sophisticated collector who understands that sometimes less is more, and the market agrees. This watch is appreciating faster than its date counterpart.
Number 3. Rolex Daytona Steel. Taking the bronze medal at number 3 is the holy grail itself. The Rolex Cosmograph Daytona in stainless steel, reference 116500LN. This watch isn't just an investment, it's a phenomenon. Retail price is $15,100. Secondary market price? Try $35,000 to $45,000 for the white dial and $30,000 to $40,000 for the black dial. Yes, you're reading those numbers correctly. This watch trades at triple retail and has for years. The Daytona is the single most desirable Rolex in production. The waiting list at authorized dealers is measured in decades, not years. Some boutiques have stopped taking names entirely. The only way to get one at retail is incredible luck or spending hundreds of thousands on other Rolex watches first. Why such insane demand? Paul Newman's association with the Daytona created legend status. The chronograph complication makes it more complex than time-only sports models. The proportions are perfect, 40 millimeters, not too big, not too small. The Cerachrom bezel in black or white is stunning. But here's the investment reality. Even at $40,000 people are buying, because they know in 5 years it'll be $50,000. In 10 years, maybe $75,000. Vintage Daytonas have sold for millions at auction. While modern Daytonas won't reach those heights, the trajectory is clear. This is the blue-chip luxury watch investment. If you can acquire one, you should. Number 2. Rolex GMT-Master II Batman. Coming in strong at number 2 is the Rolex GMT-Master II Batman on Oyster bracelet, reference 126710 BLNR. This watch combines investment potential with everyday wearability, and the market has responded enthusiastically. Retail price is $10,700, but the secondary market demands $18,000 to $22,000. That's roughly double retail, and the premium has been stable for years. Some argue the Batman is an even better investment than the Pepsi because it's more versatile. That black and blue bezel works in any situation. The investment case is compelling. First, the Batman has developed its own cult following separate from the Pepsi. The blue and black color combination is subtle enough for business wear but distinctive enough to stand out. It's a daily wearer that announces good taste without being flashy. Second, Rolex moved the Batman to the Oyster bracelet from the Jubilee, making it sportier and appealing to different buyers. That Oyster bracelet version is still relatively new, meaning it hasn't reached peak appreciation yet. Early adopters who bought at retail are sitting on massive gains. Third, production appears constrained. These watches are rare in authorized dealers, and when they appear, they're gone instantly. The supply-demand equation favors continued appreciation. The Batman also benefits from the overall strength of GMT models. As travel rebounds and business goes global, dual time zone watches have renewed relevance. This is an investment that combines function, form, and financial sense. Number 1. Rolex Daytona Panda. And here we are at number 1. The ultimate Rolex investment watch, the Daytona Panda, with white dial and black subdials, reference 116500LN. This specific configuration is the single most sought-after modern Rolex in existence. Retail price remains $15,100, but the secondary market? We're seeing $40,000 to $50,000 for perfect examples with full sets. That's more than triple retail, and prices keep climbing. The Panda Dial Daytona has outperformed the stock market, outperformed gold, and outperformed real estate in many markets over the past 5 years. Why is the Panda Dial the investment Rolex? The white dial with black subdials creates visual perfection. It's the most legible configuration, the most elegant, and according to many collectors, the most beautiful. Paul Newman's legendary Daytona was a Panda dial, cementing its place in horological history. The waiting list for this specific watch is essentially infinite. Authorized dealers might see 1 or 2 per year. The only way to acquire one is paying the market premium, and people do because they understand the math. This watch appreciates 10 to 15% annually. That beats most traditional investments. Celebrities, athletes, and business titans wear the Panda Daytona. That visibility drives demand. Limited production ensures scarcity. Perfect design ensures timeless appeal. This isn't speculation. This is watching your money grow on your wrist. The Rolex Daytona Panda is the number 1 investment watch for a reason. It's simply the best. And there you have it. The top 10 Rolex watches for investment right now. From affordable Oyster Perpetuals to the legendary Daytona Panda, each of these watches offers appreciation potential alongside wearing pleasure. Remember, the best investment watches are ones you actually want to wear. Don't buy something just for returns if you won't enjoy it. But if you love these watches and they make financial sense, that's the perfect combination. Which Rolex would you invest in? Drop a comment and let us know. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button and subscribe to Luxury Atlas for more content on watches, jets, and cars. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.